There is so much talk about narcissism in the collective consciousness right now. Every time I open an Instagram reel, somehow the algorithm shows up. I haven't had this much conversation about one subject, considering how much there's going on in the planet. But there's a particular stream of consciousness that's happening right now about narcissism. And from an emotional nutritionist point of view, I'm always curious when I see a problem, what's the solution? And how can people be helped in their own way without having to invest a lot of money and time? There are actually very simple ways to heal from and combat narcissistic abuse exposure. If you look at narcissists, they're actually a convoluted but hybrid form of a child or a teenager stuck in time, but with a couple of very exceptional skills. They have incredible survival skills. So they know exactly in any situation how to look after themselves, whether it's financially, from a societal point of view, how to put out the right image, how to get you to believe whatever story they've got going on in that moment. So they're a hybrid in one aspect of human behavior. So if you can approach them with that and look at what happened to you as a life building or a skill building experience, it becomes a little bit less painful and you feel a little bit less guilty for getting ensnared in their trap. One of the things I think about narcissists when I watch them, remember those back in the 1800s, there were gold prospectors, people who were looking to see where they could find gold or diamonds. When I look at narcissists, they're great prospectors. They only liaison with people, connect with people, or hang on to people who have exceptional power, talent, an interesting story that they can borrow, titles that they can steal, and be like, yeah, I'm exactly like you. When you start to see it, they will always look after themselves in any situation, any relationship. They might make a really nice face about it. They might put on a really good facade, but ultimately their goal is to take care of themselves, which is an interesting skill set. The other thing is, if you remember, they're always an excellent prospector. So if they're ignoring someone and not interested in them, that's an interesting place to also explore. From an emotional nutritionist point of view, one of the ways to start healing, 2 points that I would like to share with you that have really helped me and my clients, is like when you're on that Google map and you're on the way to somewhere, it keeps telling you to recenter, recenter. If you look at that as the relationship paradigm that you have to undo after you've been with a narcissist, especially if it's been long-term abuse, where it's family, sibling, parent, and even long-term marriages, what you can do is constantly remember that when you have been in a relationship with a narcissist, they have trained you. They've used your empathy, your decency, your capacity to give, to train you to give it to them. So think of it that every time you talk to a narcissist, every time you try to have any level of engagement with them, whether it's about children, resources, narratives, roles, any exchange always becomes a tug of war about you're like this, and they're like, no, it's always about me. It's always about them. It's never about you. So if you look at that Google map analogy and look at that as a tool for yourself to know that this has now become your habit to give over to whatever the story, whatever the narrative, whatever the expectation of the narcissist has been in your life, to recalibrate and be like, no, I'm going here. I'm putting myself in the driver's seat, and the path that I'm choosing, the road I'm taking, is where I have to constantly recenter to. Because it's so hard afterwards, because you feel like you've been in a melting pot of confusion and distortion, and it's done so smoothly and it's done so nicely, you actually forget you've been mind fucked, basically. Excuse my French. And heart fucked, because you put your emotions, you put your loyalty, love, integrity towards a relationship which was not on the same ground. It's like you went into it thinking you're going to a marriage, and they were basically running a casino on you and your resources and your energy and your attention. So if you can see it like that, it changes the game if you reiterate that to yourself. The other tool that I find has been really helpful is to start becoming very connected to your needs, to treat yourself like a 4-year-old. Because what narcissists are excellent at is overriding your sense of what your needs are, because they always need to be front and center. Imagine them like a 3-year-old having a time saying, give it to me now. And if you don't give it to me, I'm angry with you and I'm not going to be happy with you. And if you don't do this for me, I'm going to be like this with you. So because you're that overgiving, sensitive empath who just wants to make the person you love happy, you keep giving over, and they train you in that skill. So the undoing of that, imagine unwrapping a very tight ball of yarn that you have constructed over every interaction, every year, every month that you've done this with this person. And you start to unwind it and you keep remembering, oh, what do I have to remember? Don't focus on what they did. It's very easy and the most natural thing to get caught up in the narcissist narrative. But the thing is to keep coming back to what do I need in this moment? Because that's the part that you abandoned, not willingly, but unwillingly, unconsciously, because that's what you thought love was, or that's what it took to stay in this relationship or this dynamic. So, one of the two main things that I would like to leave you with is recenter, recalibrate to I'm focusing on me and what are my needs right now in this moment, because you've forgotten that. You've been trained to forget that. Every time you do it, applaud yourself, congratulate yourself, think of that you're looking after a 4-year-old you. There's something in that particular relationship dynamic with a narcissist that you forget about you at whatever age you are, and you regress to being whatever age they're playing with you at. So if they're being a 3-year-old, 4-year-old tantrumy child, you end up becoming the caretaker to that tantrumy child and forget that you're an adult with autonomy, with sovereignty, with an ability to say no. And as always, tell me what you find.